Hello, my darling. I wasn't expecting you to wake up so early. I thought you would have been asleep a lot longer. My. Aren't we one to thrash a lot? Shh. It's okay because I'm going to take care of you now, like I promised I would. Before everything happened, you knew that I was going to be somewhat protective and just a little bit possessive. It's not that I secluded you from the world, though. I'm just looking after you and taking care of you. But I would wish that this whole facade of you struggling would stop. But I mean, listen. You're not in a basement or anywhere like that, or the attic. You're just in my bedroom. You can hear the children playing outside, since it's so sunny. Well, I say children, but there's also teenagers, adults, that sort of thing. But it doesn't matter. I'm still allowing you to connect with the outside world. Just a bit. So if you was to scream, they would most certainly hear you. And I know it's a very, very risky move on my behalf. Oh, I got a message. Oh. It's your father asking where you are. Pity. Goodness, it sounds so noisy out there. I'm sure if you were to scream, well, it would go unnoticed. Such a noisy area. It is one of the rougher neighbourhoods after all, which makes it perfect. So even if there is a risk of you screaming, no one is going to raise any suspicion. But I should hope you won't do that. If you did, I'd have to do something I might regret. I'm willing to do anything to make sure that you stay with me, safe and from harm. You see, after you were diagnosed with everything, I just knew I couldn't risk it. I didn't trust those doctors with your medical health and just your life, really. I'm trained to deal with all that anyway, so I was the best one for you. Working on the ward, seeing you in that hospital bed, having all those blood tests and everything done. Them testing your mental health, your physical health, and how bored you would be. But no matter how tough it was, you would always take time to notice me. It made my day, it really did. And there was just something so unique I hadn't seen before. In your eyes, like they were still alive but dim. But there was this passion in there, this raw passion, but it was just locked away. And so I decided that I wanted to be the key to unlock all that passion. I remember when I said about us starting a life together and you just didn't seem that interested. You said you had a wife at home who was waiting for you, and it just sparked fury within me. I'd never been so angry in my life. This woman obviously wasn't doing you justice. She never visited you in the hospital bed. She didn't call the hospital once to ask of, well, anything. And just how this passion was locked away. She obviously couldn't wake it up, but I knew I could. And then when I explained everything, I just saw fire and rage burn into you, and honestly, it turned me on. I won't lie. There was something about it that just sent... Perhaps we shouldn't go into detail just yet, and perhaps save that for later. I just saw fire light up in your eyes and rage and... Oh, well... It was as if you were never sick. It was brilliant. And then I held that syringe to you and told you everything. You were already strapped down to the bed though after you tried to escape many times. Saying you were fine, fit and healthy and you weren't going to do anything stupid, but I persuaded the nurses you were high risk. And so as you thought and thrashed as I put that injection into you, watched the life drain away from your eyes as you fell into unconsciousness, I got a little excited, I'll be honest. I won't go into detail of what happened between us whilst you were out, but I've calmed down now and you're here. And we've got more and more time for that, don't we? I'm really honestly excited for this. You'll be my new plaything, and I'll be yours, and unlock all that passion in your eyes. And we can make all the noise we want because in this rough estate, no one is going to care. If anybody asks, any suspicion arrives, then... well... I've sorted it all out. I don't want to tell you because that would be suicidal, honestly. To tell you all my tricks up my sleeves. And eventually, once you realise just how fantastic I am for you, you are going to love it and you won't want to leave. This would be any person's dream that's into women. Anyone's dream. You get to live that fantasy, aren't you so lucky? If you behave, I'll loosen those handcuffs. But I kinda don't want you to behave. I do like this erratic behaviour. I really do. One more thing. I'm not under any suspicion by the hospital. You simply managed to get out of the restraints and run off. And you left a suicide note saying you couldn't face going through all this medical stuff. You just couldn't face it. Going through your treatments. And you left a confession to your wife that you cheated on her because she wasn't good in bed. Honestly, I heard that she was livid. It's been a while since you've been asleep. It's been 3 days. Watching you for those 3 days was just bliss. Now that you're awake, it'll be even better. You have a lot of fun in store. A lot of fun. Oh, and your treatment? It'll be easy. I've already dealt you all the cures you need. I may have just blabbed a bit on your notes and switched up some patient notes to make it look like you had it worse off than you did. Your x-rays and everything. It is only a small hospital, not one of these large ones that go over every detail, so it's quite handy when there's less security and less CCTV for me to switch around doctors' notes and that. You never had the illness you thought you had. It was just a minor depression, which I can easily fix. Well, until then I'm going to go and have a shower. And you can just thrash around. I've put a video recorder on, so anything exciting you do, I'll have ready on camera. Trust me, I'll have every minute.